recording for the lecture today for MMP Thursday, week 12. For those of you that were out with sporting events, quick kind of recap on we finished our flyer design in InDesign, and we placed it into our style guide to submit under the wireframe/flyer style guide submission assignment that's due the end of this week. So let's just do a quick little recap of what we covered in class today. We went in today and we kind of reformatted our assets a little bit. So I'm going to move that over. I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to move the candy wrappers out of the way, because we started with designing our text. And so we started off class by talking about how once we build our headline character style, our tagline character style, and our support copy character style, we can always go in and edit them. And the best practice is to select them, and in our properties window over here, go over to layer styles and edit the headline. So we decided that we would go in and make the headline bold. That way it's a little easier to read. I'll check the little preview box. Just so that it's a little easier to read, and I actually think I'm going to change it to black. There we go. And so I'm going to click OK, and that means that our new text container that is headline style will be a bold font and will be black. So now if I make any more text boxes and I select the character style headline, it will follow this same format. So it's best to edit it in the style than to double click and edit it in the properties down here. So we want to make sure we edit it in the style. So we went in and we changed that, and then we edited our taglines. I'm just going to retype this in really quick. Join our art competition by transforming your recycled candy wrappers into stunning creations. And remember that little plus means that there's more text than you can see, which also gives you an error down here in your screen. So it's telling us in our pre-flight that we have to make sure the box is big enough. So we'll do that. I'm going to move it up. And we talked about how you can use shift and select multiple objects. So I selected both these text boxes, and right down here in alignment, I'm going to make sure that they are horizontally center aligned. So there we go. Now in class, we went up to our view drop down, and I actually showed how we could hide our guides so it looks more like Illustrator, and we could also hide our frame edges. So now it just looks like an blank canvas that we're designing on. Now, do keep in mind that the bleed red box, the document black box, and the purple and pink margin lines are still there. We just turned them off so that we could more free-form kind of design it based on the layout, kind of how we want to move elements. Some students decided to keep them turned on because they liked that they could see all the guides and all the frame boxes. But this is a really easy way just to have a beautiful way to design without being contained by those, keeping in mind that you'll notice as I move this box, the smart guides are still there. So all the column information and all the guides are still there. We just hid them to make it a little easier to just kind of design it based on the elements. So we're going to go in now, and I'm going to add our support copy. All entries should be submitted to the Floyd County Extension Office by November 8th. Exclamation point. Now, when you're typing in sentences, just let the text frame control where the breaks are. But when you have new information, new lines of items, you can hit return. Just don't hit return when you're typing a sentence, because the text box won't do the natural wrapping of the text. So we'll do that, and we'll do grades K to 4. Grades 5 to 8, and grades 9 to 12. Now we're going to go in and we're going to adjust this text as well. So I'm going to go into my character styles, go into my support copy and edit that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. We went up to 13 point with our demo. So we'll go up to 13 point. I think that's fine, but maybe the character color. Let me see. Did I add the True Match Brown? I did. I'm going to add that. Now, when we're editing inside of the text box, meaning we're just editing certain words or phrases in there, we can do that in our character palette. So you want to make sure that this stays as support copy, but we can go in here and adjust these because they're specific to this text box. So we went in and adjusted the spacing between our lines to make it a little easier to read. So there it is. Now, we did go in and adjust this one because we made this one 13. We made this one 16. Make it a little bit bigger. And so now we have this, hold down shift. We can recenter align it, make sure that it's center aligned. And then we can take this one, and we just found a nice spot in the alignment where the guide snaps that we could put that. So this is our general information that we need. So now we're going to go in and start placing our objects. Now remember, you want to make sure you use the transform tool when you are scaling up your objects. So we're going to do that. So we're going to make the turkey bigger. In my demo, I made him really big, like this big. Oh, sorry, I dragged him. There was a little bit of a delay in my, you could see I'm getting that like the little crazy wheel that you get inside of InDesign as a refresh. So I'm going to save it just to make sure that this thing isn't struggling. Make him bigger. There he is. And so now we'll move him up. So now that we have our text placed, we're going to start doing the layout of our elements. So there's that. Now, then we brought the candies over. And some of the students scaled them up a little bit, just to add a little more drama to it. So I'm just going to place mine over there. Okay. And then we did copy our support box and make a second support box because we do have to we're going to put a little additional information. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the did you know. Did you know wildlife mistake candy wrappers for food when eaten they feel full, but it leads these to starvation. All right, so here is our little text box. I think I'll make the did you know bold. All right, and we're going to take our image and we're going to move our image kind of over here. This is kind of the reinforcer. Now, we learned our last part is about text wrap. So when we have our image selected, we can click on the little text wrap and you see how it then wraps the text around the picture. So I'm going to move that over a little bit. And that is text wrap, which you see right here. And we can actually adjust and make the wrap bigger. So see how it's making a bigger invisible box around it. Just remember there's a bleed, there's a document, and there is a margin area right over here. So don't make it too close, right? Keep it off the edge a little bit. Now, we went in and edited our content to make sure that the address, the phone number, and the website were accurate, so just remember that inside of your final product. And when we had it all laid out, we deleted that image, so we only had our design here, and we did file save to make sure we save our flyer, and we did file Adobe PDF preset as press quality, and we're going to name it flyer final nonprofit. And we're going to save it press quality. It's only one page, so we're going to leave all of our PDF settings as the default for press quality. We're going to click export. We're going to minimize this. I'm going to go into my MMP folder. You will see our nonprofit PDF. And so this is what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good, actually. We'll minimize it just so you can see press quality is 100% final output. So this is what it looks like as final output. And you're going to take this PDF file and you are going to place it in your style guide inside of your additional elements. So we're going to do file place. We're going to select our PDF and we are going to place it inside of our additional assets. And this is the file, the style guide file that you are going to give me inside of your Canvas course assignments under website wireframe and flyer, which are what these three items are. Good job this week. Remember, next Tuesday and Thursday, we are going to do Adobe Animate. So we are done with our InDesign kind of lesson and learn. And we're going to move on to Adobe Animate. Also, just as a reminder, Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, I will pre-record a lecture and we will not meet. We have gives us one extra day of travel time for those that are going kind of a little bit further distance. Those of you that have me on Monday, we will have our Monday classes because we missed 2 classes for hurricanes and holidays. And for contact hours, we really need to get together. So we are going to meet for my Monday classes. But if you have me for MMP on Tuesday, we will not meet. I'll do a pre-recorded message lecture that you can watch during your Thanksgiving break. All right, gang, have a good weekend.